Hannah, thanks very much. We are continuing our Easter-themed science lessons this morning in our Chemist Corner with Mr. Jesse Miller. All right, so we got a vacuum here, and we've got some peeps. This can only mean one thing.
Peeps in space.
That's right, peeps in space. We're going to see how well peeps would do if they were actually astronauts. Okay. I got a balloon. This is to demonstrate theoretically what's going to happen.
Is this who's working at NASA now?
Yeah.
They cut all that funding?
I know,
Budget cuts.
that's all I got. There's just a bunch of peeps around. All right, so we got a balloon. Okay, now the inside of the balloon and the outside of the balloon are at equal pressures, right?
Yes.
Maybe slightly bigger on the inside because it has to overcome the stretch of the balloon, but for the most part, the pressure on the inside, the pressure on the outside are the same. Okay, so we can make the balloon bigger one of two ways. We can either put more air into it, cause the pressure to go up initially until it equalizes and the balloon will stretch, or we can remove the air from the outside of it, and which would cause the pressure on the inside it would expand to equalize with the pressure on the outside, and we'll see that. I got this vacuum pump here, and turn it on. Okay, so as we remove the air from the chamber, you can see the balloon. You crack me up, all right? So the balloon now fills the void, okay, and it expands up to, there we go, and it goes back down. All right, it's also warm.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so.
It's like warm papers on the printer.
It's like
Okay, so what does this have to do with peeps? Okay, so if you were to put a peep out in outer space, okay, of course the pressure on the outside would be very low.
Right.
Okay, now what are peeps made of?
Sugar.
Sugar, right? These are like marshmallows, right? It's basically sugar and air. Little cells, little tiny cells of puffed up sugar. And so it's, they're like
the same
balloons.
thing I'm made of.
It's like thousands of balloons in here, right? So theoretically, we'll get a little
color
variation.
assortment.
That's right. So we'll put a couple of peeps in here and see if one of them does better than the other one. All right, so now we have all these little sugar balloons in here. Can we see that?
Yep.
There we go.
All right. And if we remove the air,
Godspeed, peeps. Godspeed.
there we go. What's happening here? They are growing.
They are growing. By a lot.
And they'll reach a certain point.
Oh,
where
the
they
blue
don't grow
one's starting
anymore.
to kind of bust.
That's right, because now they've popped. And if we remove the pressure off of this, yeah, poor peeps. I don't think
They've been through a lot this morning.
They have.
Fat and peeped. I bit the other one's head off, so.
And you can see now, they're not as puffy anymore because the cells actually burst.
And then
right?
then it collapsed.
Yeah, it collapsed back in on itself. So, yeah, the peeps wouldn't do very good in outer space. But this is it's kind of funny to do this, but we actually use marshmallows and things like that to talk about, in balloons about ideal gas laws and the way pressure and volume as you increase the pressure, the volume increases. If you decrease it, it decreases. Temperature, you notice it got warm. There's a direct relationship between volume and pressure and temperature.
Sure.
Okay, so all these things we actually use them to teach. Okay, not just blow peeps up.
But just to hang out
it
with
was
peeps.
Easter, and had to play around with that just a little bit. So there's the experiment.
And now we got to put them all in the microwave.
See, I thought about doing that, but I just didn't think it would come off very well on the camera. Now, it is kind of funny. What I normally do is with the peeps is I stick a toothpick in there and have them joust. Right? I'll put two peeps with the toothpicks. Do it for the kids. Come on, I don't do it for my own pleasure.
Yeah, right. You're gonna do that as soon as you leave here.
You stick them in the microwave, and of course they will expand even more than they did here. And then,
right.
Of course, the toothpicks. I don't know. That's just what we do around my house.
Cheap thrills at Easter time. Jesse Miller from the U of I. Thanks always, sir. We appreciate it.
That's not a problem.
All right, we have more of the morning show coming up, including your morning rush headlines.
That's right.
After this.